My name is Cliff Young, and I've been in the specialty coffee business more than 25 years. I've traveled the world learning and teaching everything about coffee from bean to cup. I invite you to join me as we travel the globe to meet the unique characters and personalities that make specialty coffee truly special.
The Coffee Traveler is brought to you by Go Coffee Go. More information at gocoffeego.com. Intercontinental Coffee Trading. More information at ictcoffee.com. And Coachella Valley Coffee. More information at coachellavalleycoffee.com. Additional support provided by and viewers like you. Coffee came to San Francisco around 1850 when the population swelled from 800 to over 40,000. It was during this gold rush period that two of the nation's largest brands, Hills Brothers and Folgers, got their start right here in the Bay Area. Bay Area coffee culture had an awakening with the arrival of Alfred Peet, who opened his first Peet's Coffee and Tea in Berkeley in 1966. Alfred Peet influenced generations of coffee entrepreneurs, including yours truly, as well as the founders of Starbucks, who also apprenticed with him. Once again, the Bay Area and Berkeley are at the forefront of change and innovation in the coffee industry. So join me as we stop by and learn about CoRow coffee roasting, a shared space concept.
I am so excited. I just got a new shipment of coffee from a farmer out of Colombia, William Becerra. So I'm bringing it up to my friends in CoRow up in the Berkeley area because we're going to roast some coffee, and I guarantee we're going to be drinking lots of coffee and learning about what CoRow does. Hey, Izzy. Oh, let me get out of this thing. Izzy is the director of operations here, and we're going to run inside and roast in a little bit. But Floyd, last time we saw each other, we were traveling the back roads of Honduras and El Salvador, and you taught me this pose.
I did.
So you forced me to do, no, you didn't force me. We had a great yoga session. So good to see you. And this young man.
Yeah, this young man, this is Tim Hansen. He's my co-founder here at CoRow. You'll get to talk to him soon.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you how much I love this project. So very good.
You know, Tim and I have some stuff to get ready in the cupping room.
Perfect.
So, Izzy, you mind showing them around?
Absolutely.
All right.
Are they paying you extra for this?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, welcome to the
This is a beautiful facility. What a smart thing.
Coffee roasting is nothing more than a chemical process where the aromatics, acids, and other flavor components are either created or altered by the master roaster. The entire process takes less than 14 minutes. In the first few minutes, the green beans become light yellow in color and begin to smell like toast or popcorn. The second step, often called first crack or pop, occurs at approximately 205 Celsius, where the bean doubles in size and becomes a light brown in color. Somewhere around 225 Celsius, the beans will go into what we call second crack or pop, which is where the remaining moisture in the bean is turned into steam, creating that crack or popping sound as it leaves the bean. It's also at this point where the natural sucrose or sugars in the coffee are enhanced by the master roaster. Roast too light and it's a bitter brew. Too dark and we burn away the sweetness. It's the ability to find these notes of sweetness that sets the master roasters apart from the rest of the industry. Now let's head into the cafe and sit with CoRow's co-founder and my personal yoga instructor, Floyd Andrews. Now, Floyd, thank you again very much for having us up here. As I mentioned earlier, the last time we saw each other, we were in El Salvador. Thanks for having us up here at CoRow. So first of all, tell us what CoRow is.
So CoRow is a shared space coffee roastery. We have beautiful production equipment, and people interested in coffee companies join us as members, and they come once a week and they roast on our beautiful equipment, use our packaging equipment, and do their coffee brand out of CoRow.
But the cool thing about this facility is the equipment you have is the best of the best. You have a Probot, and Probot's an old German manufacturer, been around over 100 years, big drum roasters. You have a Mill City, and they've been around about a decade and a half, but he really came on strong. Then you have these huge machines, Lohrings, and a Lohring really is a drum roaster and an air roaster kind of combined. And anybody that knows anything about these Lohrings knows that you can make a temperature change like that on those. The other ones, it's like driving a locomotive. It takes a little while to coax that temperature and to change, and we have to change the airflow. But the Lohring, you just turn a dial, boom. So the coffees are consistent. But anybody that is using this space has access to all of that.
Yes, exactly.
But it's great that you have access, but what if I don't know how to use it? How do you guys help me?
Yeah, we have a robust education program that Izzy Frere, our Director of Operations, runs for us. Yeah, he's super great. And so we have an intro class where you just learn the functionality of the machine and you roast some coffee with an expert. Then we have a more advanced class where you learn how to get that roast profile just right to bring out just the best the green coffee has to offer. And then we have this thing called The Works, which is a month-long class, and it's like coffee production, coffee roasting, soup to nuts.
I am just in love with this facility because not only can you roast on the best machines out there, then you have packaging equipment that very few coffee roasters can afford. I mean, only the biggest of the big roasters have that equipment, but these guys get to come in and use the best packaging. I mean, weigh and fill machines, these bag sealers that zip through the bags. I mean, it takes me 10 seconds per bag and one bag at a time, but they have access to all of this. And what I've noticed is in watching these kids, and I call them kids because they're all younger than me, but watching these people work, is you have some people here that might be roasting 24 pounds a week. So they're selling 24 bags a week. You have some that are, doing 5,000 bags of coffee a week, all out of this space.
Exactly.
But these people all communicate with each other. They're not competition. They're all different brands, but they're all here helping each other, which is the coolest thing in the world. It's this shared space and shared knowledge.
And it seems like they feel, and I totally believe, that one boat rises, all boat rises. And that's kind of how it is here at CoRow. And also you think about coffee, I mean, pretty much everybody drinks coffee.
Yep.
It's a huge marketplace, it's a huge pond. Everybody has a space.
There's plenty of room for everybody as long as they're doing it right.
Yeah.
The others need to get out of the water.
Progeny Coffee was started in California by my friend Maria Jose Palacia, who is a fifth-generation Colombian coffee farmer. She buys only Colombian coffees from small farmers, and her mission is to take them out of poverty. Within a few years, her sales were exceeding $1 million.
Now, Maria, thank you very much for sitting down with me. I had heard about you and Progeny Coffee, but you have such an amazing story, and I really want people to understand how important you are and what you're doing, not for the Bay Area, what you're doing for the world. So let's first talk about Progeny. When did you start this coffee company?
Yeah, so we started about 3 years ago, but actually I'm from Colombia, and all my family are coffee growers. So I come
So
from
you started when you were born?
Yes,
Yeah.
so all my family has been growing coffee since great-great-grandpas. That's why my family, and I'm from that region. So it actually is something that is carried on through our family.
Right, and so you started this brand, and this is Progeny.
Yes.
And first, your packaging's beautiful.
Thank
but
you.
Why did you start?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of coffee up here, especially in the Bay Area. There's a lot of coffee roasters. So what's your mission?
Yes, so we started I was able to come here to the US. I got a job here, and as I was coming and going back and forth, I just realized the disconnection there was. And then also just firsthand, I was able to see the struggles through my family, my friends, and everything, how coffee is just not being, we're actually producing 20% below margin. Right. So we're actually losing money. Yep. So every time I go back home, it was always this conversation, things are tough, or we're losing our farms, or we just can't make a living out of these.
And that's the way, not to interrupt you, but that's really the sad way the coffee industry has been. We pay those farmers just enough. You're never going to get ahead, but we're going to pay you just enough to keep you fed, not fed well either. Yeah. And you're never going to improve your lot in life, but that whole thing is changing, and it's changing very fast, but you are really at the forefront of that. So continue on.
Yeah, no, we decided to just create a sustainable coffee chain because I was just tired to see all of these and we're always just waiting for a good price one day.
Right.
And we always harvest for tomorrow will be a good. And it's like, it's not gonna happen unless we do something. So we decided like, why we don't become a change and we create a sustainable coffee economy where everyone wins. Because I feel like there's margin for everyone.
Yeah.
So we actually work with the farmers directly. We provide them free education, technical support in order to double or triple their income. So our price is set. We don't go by the stock market or anything.
Right.
And we have like by score different pricing. And we're completely transparent with them.
So if a coffee farmer, you know, there's grading systems. If their
Yeah.
coffee comes in at an 86 point, you can say, this is what I can pay you for an 86. If you're a 93, this is what I can pay you, which just gives them incentive to improve their crop.
Quality. Exactly.
Very smart, I love that.
And then something that we don't do is that we don't go and source the coffee. We try to work with the farmers because there's areas that it's known that by quality, location, they should be growing great coffee.
Yeah.
And it's impressive how there's just this lack of education in the coffee farming where the farmers, they don't know what they're growing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know good quality. They don't even know about cupping or anything. So we just try to bring this awareness to them and work with them. So we take them through that journey until they reach that quality.
So it really goes back to anywhere in the world. Education.
Exactly.
Education is your way out.
Exactly.
So education is their way up to make more money.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're so secluded sometimes, some in the mountains that they don't get, or some they didn't have high school diploma or anything.
So your company, you buy direct from the farmers, and you pay them very well.
Yes.
Because I think one of the numbers we just learned that if you pay $2.50 in a coffee house for a cup of coffee, about 3 cents makes it back to origin.
Yeah,
and if that coffee is from a co-op, maybe a penny makes it back to the farmer. And that's not right. That's not why we're in this business. We're in this business to serve everybody a great cup of coffee. But it's got to be a win-win all the way up this line, from the farmer that's toiling and taking care of that crop, picking it. And the more I read about you, the more I learned about you. And then when I met you, I said, oh, you're the real deal. I know you won't brag on yourself, but I know your first year in business, you did very little sales.
Yeah.
You're doing over, is it 6-7 figures in sales now? 7 figures in a couple of years because you're doing it right. I mean, your story is honest. You're not putting out press releases saying, well, this is what we're doing. They can track it all the way down.
Exactly.
You're an open book. Say, sure, talk to this farmer. This is what we're paying this farmer. And the farmers must be happy because you're improving their lives. But this coffee, it's everything coffee should be. It's because it's like, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because your heart says, this is what I need to do to take care of my fellow countrymen and women.
Exactly.
But then as I'm up here in the Bay Area, I find out, oh my God, she's doing something else. You have this new product that's been out about 6 months. It's a, is it a coffee water? Is that what I'm calling it?
So that's how we call it, coffee water.
It's a coffee water, but it's made from the coffee cherry.
Yes, the fruit.
And because if you've ever had,
it's almost like a juice.
The fruit of the coffee bean, they're very, very sweet. So it really is a juice-based thing. But a lot of people would produce this, but you do this. You produce this in country. So you're providing new jobs for people in Colombia, because to produce this and to ship it, because this is heavy, to the United States is costing a fortune, but you're doing it for the right reason, because you're providing jobs to the Colombian people.
Something that we actually do is that we don't blend or mix any of our coffees.
Right.
So we keep them original to each farmer, because our idea, well, like you were saying, there's so much work that goes through each cup of coffee. People don't realize that. So how do we bring hope and just the face of the farmer? So that's why we always put the picture of the farmer. So this is actually Sandrita.
So any bag of coffee will have the real
Exactly.
farmer on the back. This isn't a Colombian coffee. This is a
Yeah.
Colombian coffee from this farmer. Matter of fact,
Yeah, this
there's
is
a
Rodrigo.
picture. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely just an amazing human being because you're the real deal. You're not making stuff up about how you want to help people, because we hear those stories all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your heart.
Yeah.
And I am really thankful, and I consider myself blessed now to get to call you a friend. That's the best thing about this
Thank
show
you.
is I get to meet people like you.
Yeah.
So
Yes, we really want to see a change, and
Yeah.
our whole mission is how do we end poverty in the Colombian.
and that's how you end
population.
it, by helping the poorest of the poor from the ground up. You can't end it by dumping money on a government.
Yeah, 'cause it will get lost.
Yeah, thank you. Agreed.
I'm from Colombia.
All right, I appreciate this. I can't wait to cup your coffees. Thank you
Perfect.
very much.
Well, thank you.
Another really cool thing about the CoRow facility is that they have some of the best packaging machines available. This used to be equipment that only some of the bigger roasters had access to, but this place has it all. Tim Hansen is the other co-founder of this CoRow concept and is really the quiet man behind the scenes. Now, Tim, thank you very much for having us here. Now we're back in the coffee room, but I wanted to reconnect with you a little bit and find out, as one of the co-founders of CoRow, what attracted you to this?
Well, I wanted to see coffee shatter, just like wine shattered many years ago. There used to be a few big wineries, and a few people made a lot of money, and then wine shattered. Now there are tens of thousands of winery, and a lot of people are making a decent living.
I like that, because you're absolutely right. You know, a couple of decades ago it was Gallo, and then all of a sudden it
Boone's
shattered.
Farm.
Oh boy, that was some tough stuff. But then it was Fast Parker, and then it was all of these. I
Yeah.
like that analogy. Very good. But
So-
with the team or the members you guys have here, these are the people that are going to shatter it.
They're going to shatter it, and what we're doing is we're allowing them to do it without getting an investor. We're making it so they can take and create a business, start up, without having to pay their profits in the future to a third person who didn't do the work. We want them to thrive and to produce the best coffee in the world. And so we're a service industry. We're not a coffee roaster. We're a service
You're
industry.
providing a service.
Yeah, our job, the better they do, the better we do. And it's a win-win.
I like
and
that.
It feels good.
It should. And you know, this concept is a cookie cutter concept now. You guys have everything nailed down. So this should be in other cities. This should be in LA, San Diego, Austin.
Yeah, I want people to copy us.
Yeah.
I want to open new CoRows in other places. But
Because it really is a win-win. It's a win for the coffee farmers because they've got these roasters that are willing to pay a nice, fair price for the coffees. Then you've got these new roasters, these young roasters that are learning, these people that want to get into the business. But financially, it's tough unless you have a rich uncle that's going to dump a bunch of money. But this, you can walk in and start right away, get some training, and start roasting if it's 20 pounds a week.
yeah, and the neat thing about it is they learn from each other so fast.
Yep.
It's just amazing. It's not like they have to sit down and have a deep discussion. You can just walk by and say, oh, they do it like that.
Well, and I think because everybody I've met, they're excited about it.
Right.
And that's contagious.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of contagious stuff happening here.
Yeah.
But it's partly because of you. Because
Well-
you created this space.
It's a group
Yeah.
effort. And you know, we had no idea when we started that what would happen or how it would work. I feel very lucky.
But, you know, your group, you and Floyd, what a pair.
Well, Floyd's awesome.
Floyd's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're going to get a T-shirt. Floyd is awesome.
Floyd's awesome.
But
yeah.
thank you very much for having us up here. What a pleasure it was to be
Well,
over here.
thank you for coming.
Another cool thing about CoRow is that even their head marketing guru knows how to make great coffee beverages.
Yeah, my name is Taylor. I'm the marketing manager here at CoRow, newest member of the CoRow team.
And you've been here how long?
About 6 months.
Because we met first a couple of months ago, and you know, I I really believe everybody's got a story. You used to work for the Peace Corps.
Yeah, I was a Peace Corps volunteer not too long ago. A couple years ago, I got back. So yeah, my background is originally in international development. And what really attracted me to CoRow is, you know, coffee kind of has a glamorous overcoat to it, but kind of when you get down and dirty, there's a lot of people who live around the world and work really hard to supply everybody with amazing coffee who are oftentimes kind of taken advantage of. And what I found at CoRow was the smaller companies, the local companies, they're able to kind of pay more attention and take better care of the people back at origin. And it was really kind of the main impetus for me to get involved.
You're absolutely right, though. The coffee industry, it's kind of like we got a pretty Christmas present, but when you peel that wrapping, that pretty wrapping,
it's a little ugly, man.
It's ugly because there's a lot of people down at origin that are picking this stuff that are getting nothing.
Right.
Usually less than nothing.
Right, and so we've got some awesome member roasters. I know you spoke to Progeny earlier. They're a great example of it, but kind of across the board, the CoRow family, there's a very genuine concern for what happens at origin. You see people who pay a lot higher than definitely the C value, but even higher than market price for specialty coffee. And it's a constant conversation that we're having here. Are we taking care of people all the way down the value supply chain? We just had an awesome event here that myself and Floyd organized around blockchain. I know that there's that's a whole bigger thing, but it's basically, there's a lot of really cool technologies that are coming out in the coffee industry right now that are really looking to take better care of the people back at origin, and we at CoRow are trying to be kind of on the front edge of that.
And this is almost like a new wave in the coffee industry. You know, I really feel old because it's really this younger group of people that are almost getting very angry about how we've treated our farmers over the decades and decades, and they're going, no, this has got to stop. And they're willing to pay more because they can charge more for the coffee. Are you finding it easier for the end user to go, I don't mind paying 20 bucks for this bag?
I appreciate you saying that. It is an education thing. I think that people are starting to see coffee not necessarily as just that thing that, you know, it's ubiquitous. It's something that in the morning, it's black, it's there, it just kind of appeared from nowhere. The education around the people who are behind coffee, who are really making coffee come alive in front of you, all the way from the person who's growing it to the person who's processing it to the roaster, like being involved here, getting to see kind of that interesting aspect of the life of coffee before it becomes this mystical black drink that everybody knows and loves. You know, it's been really special, and it's been really cool to be part of that, like, education.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think over the last decade, the coffee is really changing from, oh, look at this cool bag and this cool company roasting it, to now people are learning, hey, there's a story behind this coffee. Let me find out exactly where this coffee's from, and how is this guy as a roaster, is he charging me 20 bucks a bag and just pocketing that money, or where is that money going? I think that's really the next step in this industry. Our people are gonna go, I'll pay 20 bucks.
Yeah.
How much is that farmer getting?
Yeah,
is that farmer being treated well?
Yeah, and I think that that's something that we are hoping to kind of be at the front of here at CoRow. You know, member brands, new member brands who are coming in here, it's a conversation that we're constantly having. It's a conversation that's just kind of always occurring here in the CoRow space. So yeah, I think that you're right, that's kind of the next step.
I think places like CoRow and the energy here and the members you have are, you know, you guys are the start of something very, very important.
We hope so, and I think that it's...
No, you don't need to hope. I know. I've been around for decades.
That's fine.
I can feel the energy.
It's like what everybody else has been saying. It's really a team effort. It's really getting involved. How is it? It's okay.
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, no
it's
problem.
Mine. It's very good.
Yeah, it's really you know, having those, being around that community and being around that team and having those conversations like all the time in that collaborative space. that you can really start to see change happen, and that's why.
Because everybody here really has the same mindset. They've all got different brands,
Yeah.
but the same mindset is, hey, let's make sure that farmer is paid well, and we will pay them what we have to as long as they're doing a good product, but we can teach them how to do a great product. They make more money, and everybody wins on up the line. And we win at home because we get to come and go, oh my gosh, this is amazing coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we're working hard, and like Tim said, we're trying to get out there and open as many as we can. That's been something that we've been working on over the past 6 months, and hopefully in the future you'll see more CoRows all over the States. Yeah, cool.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the shot of espresso.
Course, absolutely.
More coffee. Well, that's a wrap. Join us next week on The Coffee Traveler.
The Coffee Traveler is brought to you by Go Coffee Go. More information at gocoffeego.com. Intercontinental Coffee Trading. More information at ictcoffee.com. And Coachella Valley Coffee. More information at coachellavalleycoffee.com. Additional support provided by and viewers like you.
Please visit us on social media. Of course, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and you'll find us on Instagram. Well, that's a wrap. Join us next week on The Coffee Traveler.